Hey, it's Nicholas Armistead. I'm originally from Grove Hill, Alabama, small town, South Alabama, about 80 miles north of Mobile. I went to Clark County High School. I graduated in 2010. While I was in high school, I was a fairly decent student. I was an AB student. I really didn't have a choice. I was raised by my grandmother, and she didn't play by grade. So while I was in high school, I played basketball, I played baseball, and I was in band. I actually played the trumpet. Been playing the trumpet since I was fifth grade. Which kudos to my grandmother. She always said, hey, if you're not good athletically, you can always fall back on band. And she invested in us when we were in fifth grade to say, hey, if you're not good in basketball, baseball, you can be good in band. And I actually went to University of West Alabama on a band scholarship, playing the trumpet. Uh, while I was at University of West Alabama, I graduated with an undergraduate in business management. While I was in college, I actually worked full time. I worked full time for in the hospitality industry as a front desk clerk at a hotel. So I think that really kind of gave me a foundation of where I'm at today. Actually, just because I was always the type of person to where if I wanted something, I wanted to go get it. And if anybody's ever been to college, it's tough, man. It's tough. You only get so many meal books. You only get so many different things. And I was the type of person, if I wanted to go get it. So I went front desk clerk, and I think that's where I actually learned the importance of relationships while working front desk, because I never forget when I was working at Hampton Inn in Meridian, Mississippi. My senior year, I met a gentleman by the name of Mr. Hugh Sanchez. He was from St. Croix, Virgin Islands. And by chance, Mr. Hugh, if you see this video, hey, how you doing? And he was there working at the hotel as an engineer, and they had a 3-year contract, and he literally was at that hotel for 3 years, and I got to know him for 3 years, and to this day we're still good friends. To where I learned the importance of relationships early on while I was in college, while working front desk at a hotel. So fast forward from college, I graduated in 2015 with a undergraduate in business management. I always loved people. I always loved working with people. I always loved problem solving. And I had a mentor at the time. God rest his soul, Frank Ball. He told me, hey man, I know you got a business management degree, but if you really want to make some money, you're gonna really have to get into sales. And I never understood what he meant by that, but um, because he told me, Frank was a lawyer, and he actually paid for law school by selling cars, and he paid for law school out of pocket by selling cars. And he told me, you know, management experience is good, things like that, but you have to understand people, and you have to understand sales. And after college, I actually had accepted a job at a Toyota dealership in Meridian, Mississippi, but at the time I got an opportunity to interview for a job at Sam's Club, and I was going back and forth if I should take the sales job or the management position, and I prayed about it, and I wound up actually taking the job at Sam's Club, which was a great opportunity because I was one of the youngest managers at Sam's Club at the time, and I had the opportunity to work at Sam's Club for 2.5 years as a marketing manager. That was my first job right out of college, and I'm not I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. It was probably one of the toughest jobs I ever had. But even though it was tough, there was the most I've learned about business, the most I learned about management, and it was a great experience to fast forward in 2017. Me and my wife got engaged. I was actually working at the Sam's Club in Columbus, Georgia. My wife, she was working for a nursing home in Prattville, and once we got engaged, we decided, hey, I don't want to drive an hour and a half to work, and I know you don't want to drive an hour and a half to work, so let's just meet in the middle to either Auburn or Opelika area. So we wound up moving to Opelika. We got married, and we got ready to buy our first home. And when we got ready to buy our first home, we didn't have the best experience. So long story short, I wound up leaving my career at Sam's and got into real estate just because I felt like um, I could treat people fairly. I felt like there was a lot of people that were underserved. And in 2018, I got my real estate license. I left my job, and I've been in real estate ever since. I've been in real estate since March of 2018, and it was a leap of faith, but it was one of the best decisions I've had in my life. Just because to this day I don't work a day in my life. All I really do is just truly just serve people. I serve my community, um, and really I have the opportunity to really just help people along the way of one of the biggest purchases they ever do in their life, or on the other end, help them tackle one of the toughest situations where when it's life situation where they might have to actually sell their home. So it's a blessing to do what I do every single day. Yeah, I was just thinking about my first sale, my first real estate transaction, and um, so I have this picture. I have this picture in my office to where this is the very first sale I ever had. This is me and one of my old coworkers at Sam's. His name is Tobias Jones. I never forget. Um, while I was at Sam's, I was in the process of getting my real estate license, and I was telling some of my colleagues, and Tobias was like, "Hey man, I want to buy a house, but I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on. I'm make sure I ain't gonna go. Nobody else gonna wait till you get your house. I'm gonna wait till you get your license." I was like, "Man, I appreciate that." And literally, as soon as I got my license, he was like, "Hey man, I'm ready to rock and roll." And it it gives me a lot of emotion, man, just because I don't even know. Like, you probably can't tell, but this suit that I have on in this picture was literally a hand-me-down suit one of my from one of my frat rollers. Just because at the time I didn't have any money, so literally, um, this suit was too big. Um, the shirt's too big, but in the midst of all of that, man, like, for somebody to put their trust in me, for someone to um have faith in my vision, and for someone to even just wait on me, it meant the world to me. And like, I never forget how I felt, how I make them feel. And this was the first time ever buying a home. And at the time, we had a little thing going on to where Tobias didn't even tell his girlfriend at the time that he was buying a home. So what we did was we went and looked at the home together, and we already knew that he was going to buy the house. So we didn't tell her anything else. And the day that we closed, we called her and said, "Hey, come to the house. We're going to take a look at the house again because I think Tobias might want to buy it." We all go to the house. She said, "Man, bring the family, everything. Make sure they like the house too." Their family come over to the house, and she come over. She goes, "Oh my God, I love this house. I love this house. Like, I would really, like, I could see myself raising our kids here." And then at that moment, when she turned around, Tobias hands her the key, like, "Hey, this is our house." And like, she literally just broke down crying. And this was back in 2018, so it's actually on my Facebook videos a long time ago. But man, I always remember this first sale, man, because he trusted in me, and I trusted in God too, even though I didn't know what it looked like. So I stayed true to what he wanted me to do. And I always keep this on my desk in my office, so always as a reminder every single day, like, I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for others. Success to me means literally just living out my purpose, and not only that, but being a great role model to my kids. It's not it's not making X amount of money. It's not selling X amount of houses. For me, is literally to where um, my daughter Noelle and my son Nash can look up to me and say, "Hey, that's my dad, and I'm proud of him." Just because, I mean, I've seen, just from my experience, I come across a lot of people. I've seen a lot of different things. I'm exposed to a lot of different things, and a lot of people have these monetary goals or have these, these aspirations to for all these different accolades, and that's totally fine. But none of that brings true happiness, and none of that really brings true impact. And I feel like, you know, if you're not bringing up the next generation, or if you're not making impact in anybody's life, then it doesn't matter how much money you have or how many accolades that you have. I mean, true success for me is really just making an impact in others' lives. There's no definite. I mean, I don't have a number. I don't have a specific goal, but success to me is literally every single day, waking up every morning and making an impact.